YouTube knitting channel. My name is Christy. I live in Ontario, Canada, in a little town on Georgian Bay. I've been a crafter for many years, doing all different types of crafts, mainly sewing and a lot of cross stitch, some embroidery, and also knitting. But recently knitting has really become my, I guess, my obsession right now, and it's kind of all I want to work on. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of other YouTube channels and of other knitters, and I love that, and I just wanted to share some of my knitting projects because I think it's great. I've gotten a lot of inspiration from other people sharing what projects they're working on or what yarns they're using. Yeah, so I just wanted to join in on the conversation and add some of my projects that I'm working on right now. As well as knitting, I may from time to time share some other projects that I'm doing, maybe some cross stitch or some sewing projects. Maybe even some different baking and recipes that I've tried out, as well as maybe some books that I'm currently reading, anything like that, things that bring me joy. So yeah, I think first I'm just going to get right into some of the finished objects that I've completed just recently. So my first one here is the Joni top. This one is by Natasja Hornby, and it's a beautiful, cute top. There's my dog, with a lace panel at the front, and it's got some striping here. And yeah, this one was a lot of fun. Lots of fun to do. The pattern is unbelievably easy to understand. It's laid out so nice. I love the construction of the top. The lace part keeps it interesting, but then there is some other like stockinette stitching to make it a little bit, you know, more relaxing of a knit. I did this one in the Scheepjes. I'm not sure how to say that name. It's the Stonewash cotton, and it's in the color Lepidolite. I don't know how to say that, but it's this like purpley stonewash color. Yeah, which gives it an interesting like texture sort of look to it. Yeah, so in her pattern, she gives you the option to do some waist shaping. I decided against that because I wanted something that was just like very casual. And yeah, I've seen a lot of other people knitting this top, and they did it with the shaping, and it looks amazing. And I actually want to maybe make another one, maybe next summer if I'm still interested in it by then. But yeah, with some of the waist shaping. I also did a straight hem because she does like a rounded hem. And again, I just want it to be like pretty simple, and more of a casual sort of top. But yeah, I definitely recommend this pattern. It was so much fun to knit. I think a lot of people knit this pattern this summer. It's very, I don't know if you can see the lace on it, but I'll put a picture of it. Yeah, so pretty. And then another one of my finished projects is this one, a hat. And this is called the Green Shoots Tam, and it's by Davies. And it's really beautiful color work tam. So this one I bought from her website, and I just got the kit, and it came in this cute bag with all the yarn that you need to make the tam. It doesn't come with the pattern though. You have to buy the pattern separately, which I purchased on Ravelry. Yeah, but I really liked having the kit come with the yarn, and it's just little, they come in little balls of yarn, which I still have a pretty good amount of it left. So yeah, that one was a lot of fun, but I I did make a lot of mistakes, and I had to rip back a lot of it quite a few times. But this was my first time knitting such a more complex color work design in the round like this. But I did really enjoy it. There are some mistakes in there, but honestly, when you're wearing it, I don't think anybody would be able to tell. And what else do I want to say about that? Yeah, it does fit a little on the small size. I'll try it on now. I would kind of like more of a baggier beret type hat, but it's cute. I have a big head too, so that could be part of it. Oh, and another thing, so I'm an English knitter, so I did it, the color work with holding with two hands. So that was a bit of a learning curve because I haven't done a lot of practice with that in the past. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh, another thing too, when I was decreasing up here, I was using double pointed needles, and that was not fun. With this yarn, it just kept falling off, and doing the color work and everything with the needles, it was just, and then decreasing on top of that, it was just like way too much. And so yeah, it was a bit of a doozy. So next time if I did that again, I probably would do like the magic loop technique instead of the double pointed needles. But I think it turned out pretty good, and I'm happy with it. And my third one that I wanted to talk about is the Underlace top. I want to hold this properly. This one is by Lily Kate France. And it's really beautiful. I love this top so much. I was so happy with how this top turned out. I knit this one in the Universal Uni Merino in the color Ivy, and I love the color. I love the way it knit up. I think it's just beautiful. It's 75% wool and 25% nylon. Yeah, and I love the drape of it and the color of it especially. It's sort of like, it's hard to tell here, but it's sort of a dusty greenish blue color. And this pattern has like a lot of stockinette stitching. So it's a very relaxed sort of knit, very easy. The pattern's very easy to understand. And there's like beautiful shaping in this top. I just love how it fits like so perfectly with the shaping here at the waist. And then the bottom here is done with a folded hem. So that's the first time I've ever done that, where you fold up the hem, like you do the hem and then you do a row of garter stitch, and then you turn it over and you stitch it, you connect it here on the other side. I'm not gonna lie, it took a very long time to do like what I thought would be just a simple thing of turning up the hem. It did take a little while, but I think it's totally worth it. And then for some excitement, it has these lace parts that are on the shoulders here and on the collar, and these parts you knit separately. And then you connect them to the shirt with a 3-needle bind off. And that was the first time I ever did that, and I love how it turned out. I think it's so beautiful. This part, like, there's a lot of stockinette stitching, very easy, but the lace part, you really have to concentrate on it. And I did read that somebody else who had made it, they said that you really have to concentrate when you're doing that. And you definitely do. Because for the collar part, I think I had to do this not once, not twice, but 3 times I had to redo this collar to get it right, because I kept losing track of where I was. So for me, it was like when I was going to start on one piece of the lace, I had to have enough time to finish the whole piece and not be interrupted by anyone. So I told my family, like, just let me get this done and don't talk to me or anything, because I am counting. And yeah, so by the time I did the second sleeve cap lace, I was like, did it perfectly, no problem. But yeah, it did take a while to get there. But now I've cast on a second one because I just love it so much. So I cast on another one that's in this sort of like taupey color. And I'm really excited to get to this lace part because it was fun once I got into the groove of it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, what else did I do? Yeah, I guess that's it. It's a summer top, so I know everybody's probably done with their summer knitting by now. But if you're in a place where you're just like the other side of the world that's going into their summer season, I definitely recommend making one of these because it was so much fun. And it knit up really fast too. I think I did that in maybe 2 weeks it took me. So yeah, definitely recommend that one. Yeah, now I want to get into some of the knits that I'm working on right now. So first of all, for my knit is this one. I've got all the balls of yarn and everything still attached to it. So I'm down at like almost finished the second sleeve. So I'm almost finished this now, and I am ready to be done with this. To be honest, because like it was a great pattern, and when I started this I was like, oh, I am loving this, like color works my jam and so into it. But now, you know, like when you're on the second sleeve, it's not as much fun anymore. And I just want to be done so I can work on some of these other projects that I've got going on. I used to be somebody who would just knit on one thing, and recently I think, I don't know, probably because I've been watching all these YouTube channels and seeing all these new like projects and stuff and getting excited about them, I now have, I think I've got 3 whips going on. So yeah. Anyway, this one is the Cartography sweater by Tin Can Knits, and I'm knitting this one for my son. He's 10. But he's a very tall, bigger sort of 10. So I went with the men's size small, and it fits him perfectly. So one thing I did is I didn't do as many rows of the chart at the bottom here. It's knit top down, and I stopped quite a few rounds of this, or quite a few rows of the chart before it said to, and that fits him like perfectly. It's a little big for him, which is good. And the same with the sleeves, I ended them sooner. Yeah, and I'm knitting this one out of the Berroco Vintage, which is a worsted weight yarn. So it's quite a thick and heavy sweater. I can't see him wearing this like to school or anything like that, but I sort of thought he could wear it for like special occasions, or if we go out for a walk in the winter when it's really cold, and it'll just be his like special sweater. And I use the colors. This one is, the dark blue is Tidepool, and then the medium blue is called Twilight, and then the light blue is called Misty. And the designer did a beautiful colorway that I really caught my attention, and was why I wanted to make this sweater in the first place, because it was pretty much the same colors except for the light blue was a really nice yellow. And I ended up taking my son with me to the yarn store and showing him the colors that I wanted to use, and he informed me that he does not like yellow. So I said, okay, well, choose a different color you want to go with it, and he chose the light blue, which I think works really nice. Looks really good. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. There was an error in the pattern for the men's small, which when you're knitting down and you go to separate for the sleeves, it wasn't the right number of stitches for the colorwork row or whatever. It, yeah, it didn't make sense. And I was knitting on it at like 8:30 at night, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna send the designer an email and see like if they have any tips on what to do about it. And I was like, I'll put it away and I probably won't hear back for a while. And seriously, within like 10 minutes, I got an email back from her and telling me how to resolve the problem. And yeah, it was all good. I could like pick it up and continue on that night. And I was really impressed with that, that response so quickly about the problem. So yeah, otherwise the pattern is so easy to understand. No problems at all. It knits up pretty quickly. Yeah, and yeah, I'm enjoying it, but like I said, I am ready to be done with having 3 balls of yarn connected to this and managing that. What else am I working on now? I have to write this down in my notes, or otherwise I forget everything. Okay, and then my second project here that I'm working on is a sweater that I'm making for myself, which is called the Friendship Pullover. And this one is by Aimee Sher. Is that right? Aimee Sher, yeah. And I'm using a Deluxe DK Superwash yarn, which is by Universal, and it's in the color Oatmeal Heather. And I am really, really loving this color. I think this is like really nice for just a basic sweater. Yeah, it's really a nice, easy, relaxing knit because there's like a lot of stockinette stitch and then stitching, or stockinette. And then there's just this smaller, pretty basic cable panel up the front, which is, you know, it takes you a second to get through that, and then you're stockinette stitching all the way around. Yeah, so I think it's such a nice one. I'm already thinking, like, if I love this one, like I think I will, I want to make it in different colors as well, because it's pretty simple. Like I'm thinking of maybe a charcoal heather sort of color, or what was the other one? Oh, like a very deep, like eggplant sort of color. I thought would be really nice for the winter. I like to switch between doing like the lace, doing some color work, and then doing cables, and then going back to lace, just to like keep things interesting. Yeah, and I think, oh, I guess that's it. I did cast on for another of the Underlace tops, so I've got that one that I'm working on as well. And then I've got some projects coming up that I'm excited to do. So the first one that I'm going to be doing is when I've had a little break from doing the cartography color work, I'm going to start up on the Soldotna crop. I don't know how to say that. Soldotna crop by Caitlin Hunter. And this one's really pretty. I'm going to put up a picture of it. And I'm sure everybody knows this one already because there's been so many of these made. But anyway, I was looking at all the projects on Ravelry for this one, and I came across one. I'll put a picture of that one as well. And I really loved the colors that the person chose for that one. But they said they had a bit of a problem with the sizing, like it was way too small or something like that. And I don't know if it was to do with the yarn they used or what it was, but anyway, I chose a different yarn, which is the Cascade's 220 Superwash yarn, and I got lots of different colors. I think I have this one in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors, and I think maybe she only calls for 4 colors in the pattern, but the one that the person on Ravelry did, there were a lot more colors in that, and I kind of wanted to go with that sort of thing. So I did my best, and I chose, I believe this is the one. This is the yarn that it's sort of a grayish heathery sort of yarn, tweedy, I guess, that is called Aspen. And that's going to be the main color of the sweater. And then I've got a bunch of other ones. This one is called Colonial Blue Heather. And what do we got? That one's Doeskin Heather. And Westpoint Blue, which is like a lighter blue. And I've got a black. And then this other one, which is called, this is a charcoal heather. So I think all together, these are gonna look really beautiful all together. And so I'm excited, but I am waiting to finish up this cartography sweater. Hopefully by this weekend, I'll be able to cast that one on and get started on that one. So that's super exciting, because I've been wanting to make that for a while. I've seen a lot of people wearing it like over top of a dress, because it's sort of like just straight and cropped. And I think that looks really cute, and it will look really cute for the winter. I like to wear a dress underneath with some boots and that cropped sweater on top of it. I've seen other people wearing it with like leggings, and that looks really cute too. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really trying now to think of things like not just knitting things that look really fun to knit or really different or whatever, but thinking of things that I want for like my wardrobe as staples and stuff, things that I'm gonna actually wear and like for a long time. So I think that one will be one of them, hopefully. And I'm also going to be starting on the Songbird mittens by Erica Heusser. I think Erica Heusser. And they're a beautiful, I'll put a picture, but they're a beautiful colorwork mitten with a bird on the front. And I've decided to use these ones here, which are Sandsgarn. I never know how to say that. In Sisu, the Sisu yarn. And yeah, I'll be doing, this one is light beige heather. And this one is called coal heather. So the mitten will be this, and then this will be the bird pattern on top. So that's really exciting. And yeah, what else am I think that's it for now. Lots of different things that are on the go, which is exciting. And then I wanted to share with you one of my books that I'm reading right now, which I'm about not quite halfway through, maybe a third of the way through. And that is Homecoming by Kate Morton. I've been a fan of her books. Like, I've read every single one of her books. And so this is her newest one, which I think maybe came out in May. And they're always sort of like a mystery, and like a family sort of drama, secrets in the family, and they go back in time. Like, it'll be present day, and then it goes back in time, and the main character is trying to figure out this mystery of her family. And this is another one like that. And yeah, I'm really liking it. It's probably not my favorite, but I don't want to say that because I'm not finished it yet, but I am enjoying it. I think right now in the summer, it's harder to find time to read, or maybe it's because when I have time, I just want to knit, but when my son's home from school, it's a little bit like there's less quiet time in the house, and I really need to focus on when I'm reading, so I can't have background noise or anything like that, so it's hard. And then if I read before bed, it makes me very tired and I fall asleep and I forget a lot of what I've read before, like right before I fell asleep, so I have to go back and read it over again. So it's better for me to read during the day. But yeah, I do recommend it. It is, I am enjoying it so far, but I think some of her other books I've enjoyed just a little bit more. But it is, yeah, it's good. So that's it for today, and thank you for joining me and, you know, sharing in the passion for knitting. Yeah, so thanks a lot. Bye.